Okay, all right. In continuation of the machine translation using phrases, I just want to refresh you the IBM model too, in terms of identifying the alignments, right. So, we saw that the alignments can be obtained using this equation, right. So, we have a set of alignment that you would get for every foreign word to the English word, right, and this gives you the probability, and this is a big table of alignment that you will have. So, this is something that we are going to be using in the phrase based model. Uh, in this section of the video, we will be talking about the phrase based model, where instead of considering just one word, we are going to be considering more than one word at a time in order to do the translation. Okay. This is something which Google and Bing had been using for a long time successfully. Okay. So, we would like to get into this a little bit more and see how this functions. Okay. So, this is not going to be a very elaborate exercise with respect to phrase based translation. I will be talking about how the phrases could be constructed, and then how can we learn the phrase based learning, okay, during the training process, and then the decoding process is very similar to what we had discussed earlier for IBM models. All right. So, in this case again we are going to be using the noisy channel model. We are going to use a phrase, a contiguous subsequence of a sentence or a span of tokens as an atomic unit. Okay. This is not to be confused with the linguistic phrases. The phrases that we are going to generate using this would also contain the linguistic phrases. This is going to have 4 stages. One, it is going to use, as I mentioned earlier, IBM model to align words. Okay. So, that is where we have to start first. So, and then second one is phrase to phrase alignment. So, from the words that we have obtained, how do we really construct phrases, and then later how do we align them. And then once we have aligned those phrases, some phrases are useful, some phrases are not useful, or some phrases will not be consistent with what we are looking at. So, we want to look at the extraction of phrases in a way that is very consistent with our model, and then later construct the phrase probability table, the same thing that we have done earlier too, right, with the word. So, we are going to be constructing the phrase probability table that will contain the alignment of various phrases, and it will be a huge table of this type like what we had seen earlier. For every combination of the English and foreign words, there will be a score obtained, and that score would be later used for decoding the new foreign sentence that comes into the decoder. All right. Okay. So, the same definition that we had used earlier, I am going to be again using them for the sake of the formality. We are going to have the language E as the target language, and then F as our foreign language, and EI be the ith word and FI be the jth word for E and F respectively. Okay. At the end of the day, what we need to find out is a probable English sentence from the given foreign sentence that we have chosen, right. And this is going to be a list of translated statements, and we need to find the best of what is available in that list. Okay. So, as we mentioned earlier, this is going to be a big search operation. We will talk about the search operation when we really go to the neural translation models. All right. Okay. So, what do we do with this, right? So, why should we really go for the phrase based translation model? Is there any advantage that we are going to have with the phrase based models? There are lots of advantages with respect to the phrase based translation models. One is we will be having a lot of possible translation from foreign to the English language, and we can handle a lot of non-compositional phrases as well as idioms using this. So, earlier in the case of IBM models, which was only about word to word, right. So, it was not really handling the phrases very well. So, in this case, since we are going to be constructing words which are going to be more than 2 or 3, we will have a better translation possible. Okay. So, why is it possible to have a good translation? Because we are going to be using the neighborhood words, right. So, remember in the language model, as you increase the number of context words or the n-gram, right. We were able to really get a good handle on the generation of the sentence. So, that is why even in this case, since we are going to be using more than one word, which can call this as a local context, or we are going to be using the neighborhood words. So, we might be able to bring in some kind of a semantic information as part of this, right. So, we expect that the phrase based model would do really better when we incorporate the local context into the translation model. Okay. The number of words in the phrase may dictate the correct word order. Okay. Sometimes when you translate from a foreign language to the English language, it is not necessary that the phrases are going to be contiguous in the foreign language as well as in the English language, right. So, the phrases that you will find in the foreign language may be split into various words in English. Okay. So, we will look at that a little later, okay, how that word order is coming into play. And then if you have the learned phrases which are longer, the whole sentence could be translated. So, this is proven to be right in some cases when the sentence is very short, but when the sentences are longer and when the phrases are almost equal to the size of the sentence, the translation is not really improving better than, let us say 3 word phrase or 4 word phrase. Okay. In some research papers, they have found out that beyond 3 you do not find a lot of, I mean when I say beyond 3 word or when a phrase contains more than 3 words, the translation is not really improving much better. So, in many phrase based translation, you see about 3 word phrases or max 4 word phrases coming into play. Okay. So, this is only a theoretical knowledge, but as we get deeper into the translation process, we understand that it is not necessarily true.